A Conservative government would use fines imposed on Deutsche Bank for its involvement in the rate-fixing scandal to fund 50,000 apprenticeships, David Cameron will announce later. It comes on top of 3 million apprenticeships the party has pledged over the next parliament if re-elected. Mr. Cameron is expected to say the scheme would train young people and get them off the dole and into work. Labour said the number of young people starting apprenticeships had fallen. Liberal Democrat leader Nick Clegg, meanwhile, has identified a plan for economic recovery as a red line issue in any coalition talks. He called for a stability budget within the first 50 days of the next parliament. Elsewhere in the election campaign, Labour leader Ed Miliband will focus on immigration, pledging a Labour government would set out the action it intends to take on the issue within 100 days of taking office. The release of the latest official GDP figures, the last before the election, will illustrate the pace of the economic recovery in the first 3 months of 2015. UKIP leader Nigel Farage will appeal to Labour voters in the north of England in a speech in Hartlepool. Plaid Cymru pledges to end the postcode lottery it says patients in Wales can face in getting new medicines on the NHS. SNP leader Nicola Sturgeon argued Ed Miliband had been bullied by the Tories into ruling out a post-election deal with her party. The Conservatives' latest apprenticeship pledge will target people aged between 22 and 24 who have been unemployed for more than 6 months. Brighter future. The £200 million cost of the scheme will come from the Deutsche Bank fine. Earlier this month, the bank was fined $2.5 bn, £1.66 bn, by US and UK regulators for trying to manipulate LIBOR and Euribor interbank rates. Mr. Cameron is expected to say, "We're going to take the fines from the banks who tried to rig markets, and we're going to use it to train young people and get them off the dole and into work." The Prime Minister will again promise to give everything to get his party re-elected. He is expected to say, "This is about offering hope, spreading opportunity, sharing prosperity, it's about securing a better future for you, your family and for Britain, and from now until polling day I'm going to fight for that future with every ounce of energy in my body." Offering hope. But Labour claimed the number of young people starting apprenticeships had gone down in the past year. Shadow Business Secretary Chuka Umunna said the proportion of apprenticeships started by young people is down almost a quarter since the coalition came to power. He added, "At the same time, we've seen the quality of apprenticeships undermined. 1 in 5 apprentices is receiving no formal training, while almost 4 in 10 firms are unaware the in-work training they provide is branded as an apprenticeship by the government." The Tories have failed to match Labour's plans to guarantee an apprenticeship place for every school leaver who gets the grades, use government procurement to create thousands of new apprenticeship opportunities and safeguard apprenticeship quality. The Lib Dems have said they would double the number of employers offering apprenticeships to young people. Business Secretary Vince Cable said the move would mean 360,000 firms offering on-the-job training. Cards on table. Mr. Clegg told BBC Breakfast his party would not allow the Conservatives or Labour to risk our economic recovery in any coalition and that, as was the case in 2010, a budget must be held within weeks of a new government being formed. He said, "Whether we are in government with Labour or the Conservatives, we will pin them down within weeks of the election and force them to put their cards on the table." He will say in a speech later, "David Cameron, Ed Miliband, the Liberal Democrats won't let you bluff your way through. We won't let you risk our economic recovery. We will make a stability budget, to take place within weeks of election day, a precondition of any coalition arrangement." The Lib Dems have set a pledge to raise education funding in England from £49 bn to £55.3 bn during the next 5 years would also be a deal breaker in any coalition negotiations with either Labour or the Conservatives.